If you take something that enhances your performance, you are basically forfeiting your place in the sport.
From Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth and James Bond arriving by parachute, London 2012 delivered some of the most unforgettable moments in Olympic history. But not all memories from those games were worth celebrating. One event would forever tarnish the spirit of competition. The 2012 women's 1500-meter final, intended to crown the best in the world, instead uncovered one of the darkest chapters in sports history. It was so bad that it would later be dubbed as the dirtiest race ever in Olympic history. So what really happened on that track, and why does it still cast a shadow over the sport to this day? The build-up to the finals was fantastic. In the first semi-final heat, Turkey's Aslı Çakır Alptekin took charge with a winning time of 4 minutes, 5.11 seconds, earning her place in the final. Russia's Yekaterina Kostetskaya followed closely with a time of 4 minutes, 5.32 seconds, while the United States' Morgan Uceny, 4 minutes, 5.34 seconds, and Shannon Rowbury, 4 minutes and 0.05 of a second, also advanced. Great Britain's Lisa Dobriskey, 4 minutes 5.35 seconds, secured the final automatic qualifying position. Coming on to the second heat, the athletes would give it their all. Heat 2 raised the stakes even higher. In this round, Ethiopia's Abeba Aregawi amazed the audience with an outstanding time of 4 minutes 1 second and 0.03, solidifying her position as a gold medal favorite. Turkey's Gamze Bulut followed with a personal best of 4 minutes, 1.18 seconds, while Russia's Tatyana Tomashova and Kenya's Helen Obiri also made it to the final. However, for Obiri, this success came with a price: a hamstring injury that could jeopardize her chances for a medal. The Kenyan had shown remarkable potential throughout the season, but now her determination would be put to the test on the biggest stage. A total of 8 athletes qualified for the finals. A total of 12 athletes competed in this heat, and all the athletes managed to set faster times than the fastest athlete in the finals. Coming into the finals, we were certain that contestants from the second heat were surely going to push the race. Gamze Bulut at the time had just turned 20 a week earlier. It was her first Olympic final. Her compatriot Alptekin had also won her race in the first heat. It was key to note that 8 years earlier, the Turkish had already served a 2-year ban in 2004. She was found cheating during the 2004 World Junior Championships. What we didn't know was that she had not learned anything from her previous mistake. She had already juiced up coming into the Olympics. Tatyana Tomashova had previously been banned for using EPO, a drug that boosts red blood cells production and oxygen delivery. By 2012, the anti-doping tests were more advanced, but they were not as good as the new tests. The World Athletics anti-doping system outlines 5 major doping mechanisms. An example is EPO. This is done through epoetin injection, increasing the red blood cell count, enhancing oxygen delivery to muscles, and improving endurance. Another is the use of anabolic steroids to maintain and enhance muscle strength and athletic performance. We'll get to that later, but you would expect that in such a race, where most of the athletes were clearly on something, that the race would have been filled with tenacity. But no, you are wrong. From the gun, the race began at a slow pace, with the athletes bunched together in a tight formation, almost as if they were participating in a collective endurance test rather than a fierce competition. This cautious approach resembled a chess match, more than the dynamic athleticism typically seen at the Olympic level. The reasoning seemed straightforward. No one wanted to risk exhausting themselves too soon and jeopardizing their chances for a podium finish. For many, the key was patience, as they aimed to unleash a strong kick in the final stretch. However, considering that nearly half of the group was later disqualified for doping violations, it introduces a whole new level of intrigue. The measured restraint in the early lap starts to appear less like strategic pacing and more like a cover, concealing the advantage these athletes thought their illegal enhancements provided. Were they anxious about being caught, or were they solely focused on the gold no matter the risk? The first to be eliminated from medal contention was U.S. champion and strong contender Morgan Uceny, who tragically fell to the track shortly after the bell, mirroring her misfortune from the previous year's World Championships, where she had also stumbled. Gamze Bulut then led the pack through the 1200-meter mark in 3 minutes, 26.88 seconds before Aslı Çakır Alptekin surged ahead, seemingly leaving her teammate behind for good. It was official, and it seemed set to last for a while. The two Turkish women had secured their first Olympic medals. The bronze was claimed by Yusuf Jamal, an Ethiopian-born Bahraini athlete. It soon came to be known as the Turkish girl power. But how long would their status as Olympians endure? Aslı Çakır Alptekin credited her Olympic victory to a carefully orchestrated team effort with her teammate Gamze Bulut. The two executed a well-rehearsed strategy, with Bulut injecting pace after a sluggish first 800 meters, setting the stage for Alptekin's gold medal triumph. Reflecting on their shared success, Alptekin described their bond and determination. "We came to win medals together," she said. "These are like 2 golds for us because we share this success. Every athlete dreams of winning at the Olympics, and we succeeded." She emphasized their unity, adding, "Our target was to win 2 medals. We say it before every competition. We are like sisters, running every race together." Things would remain the same for years until Alptekin, the gold medalist, was handed an 8-year doping ban, backdated to July 29, 2010. She was charged with manipulating her blood values between 2010 and 2012. This was her second offense. Remember, we had said earlier that she had tested positive at the 2004 World Junior Championships. As a result, Alptekin lost her 2012 Olympic title, along with her 2012 European Championship gold and World Indoor bronze. All her results from July 29, 2010 were erased from the record books. The abnormal blood values in her biological passport led to the charges, and she remained suspended pending a verdict, with the possibility of a lifetime ban for the repeated violation.
Very clear remit within the council, and that was to go away and deliver a successful track and field programme at the Olympic Games. Are there failures? Yes. Will we fix them? Absolutely.
Gamze Bulut, also from Turkey, faced a similar fate. Initially winning the silver medal, she was disqualified in 2016 after irregularities in her biological passport data suggested the use of performance-enhancing drugs. The Turkish Anti-Doping Commission confirmed her 8-year ban, effectively erasing her results from the records. Bulut's case was part of a broader investigation into Turkish middle-distance runners, which revealed widespread doping practices. Russian athlete Tatyana Tomashova had a history of doping violations. In 2008, she tested positive for banned substances, leading to a 2-year suspension. Tomashova's disqualification from these finals was based on her past violations and the continuous scrutiny of her samples. Her case was part of a larger doping scandal involving Russian athletes, which eventually led to Russia's suspension from international athletics competitions. Natallia Kareiva of Belarus was disqualified following a positive test for a prohibited substance in 2012. The Belarusian National Anti-Doping Agency confirmed that she was banned for 2 years, aligning with international anti-doping regulations. Kareiva's disqualification underscored the effectiveness of enhanced testing procedures implemented during and after major athletic events. Yekaterina Kostetskaya, another Russian athlete, faced similar consequences. In 2014, she was suspended for 2 years after her samples tested positive for banned substances. Her disqualification was part of the broader investigation into systemic doping within Russian athletics, which had been under intense scrutiny by the World Anti-Doping Agency and the IAAF. Just like the 1988 men's 100-meter final in Seoul, which was a scandal that rocked the world, the 2012 1500-meter race did the same. In 1988, Ben Johnson's record-breaking win was overshadowed by a doping scandal, raising questions about the integrity of sprinting's most prestigious event. However, the 2012 women's 1500-meter final in London delves even deeper into this troubling narrative. Just like the incidents in Seoul, the London race was riddled with deception as well. Nearly half of the competitors, including the gold and silver medalists, were later found to be drug cheats. The extent of the corruption went beyond a single story. It tainted the entire competition, denying clean athletes their deserved recognition and altering the meaning of dirty in the annals of athletics. This was not merely a moment of treachery, it represented a systemic breakdown that left an indelible mark on the sport.